Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Fiber and Dice podcast. I am your host, Rebecca. You can find me as Engineers Falcon on Instagram and Ravelry. You can find the group for the Fiber and Dice podcast on Ravelry by searching for Fiber and Dice. You can find my shop, Bluebonnet Fibers, on Etsy, and you can find the shop group on Ravelry as Bluebonnet Fibers. So, those are the places I am. I'm mostly on Instagram. That's where you can find me the most. I am recording this week without my glasses because the glare was awful. Everywhere I turned, it was awful. So that means I cannot see myself on the screen clearly because I am blind. So if I look like I'm looking odd directions, it's because I can't see the screen very well. So what do I have going on this week? Not much. The engineer was in Houston for the week for training for work. So the Geeklings and I have had the week to ourselves, and it was kind of fun. We missed him a lot, but we also used that as an excuse to, not do school till 2 o'clock in the afternoon and do school till bed if we wanted, or to watch Disney Channel movies every night if we wanted. So we made a little party out of it, even though we were sad to miss him. We got to go see Celtic Woman. They were here, and it was marvelous. We had a really good time. The kids loved it. Wiley, my little girl geekling, thinks she might want to do some form of ballroom or step dancing at this point now. So we will see if that's something she continues to want to do. I think that would be really cool. She's a very talented dancer. What else? I think that's about all I know. Thank you to everyone who has either visited the Bluebonnet Fiber shop or bought things from me or commented on Instagram or commented, shared things they've gotten from me on Instagram. I appreciate that so much. I am having so much fun spinning for the shop, and I can't wait to see what you guys make with the fiber that I spun because, soft spot in my heart for that. I have very little knitting this week because I had an unexpected huge project. So I guess my first Mountain of Conquered Things is some fiber for the shop. This is Selene. We are studying Greek mythology with the kids. That's what our current history lesson is. We're studying New Testament Greece and Rome. And so for the last 2 weeks, while I've been spinning, we have been listening to the Greek mythology book. Can you hand it to me? It should be right there. If it's not, I won't. I should have grabbed it. I didn't even think I was going to talk about it. But we are talking about Selene, the moon goddess. And while I'm spinning this, and I can't help but think that the bright sun fading into the dark purples and blacks, almost blacks of the night sky, were the perfect name for this fiber. Oh, here's the book. This is the one we're listening to. The first time we were recommending this book was at a book signing that was Cat Valente, wasn't it? Yep. Yeah, it was Cat Valente. We went for our anniversary one year to one of her book signings in Houston and had our copies of the books. I think it was when book 2 came out. And so she said this was one of her favorite books when she was young, and it was sitting on the shelf behind her. There was a small stack of them, and so we got one of them. So it turns out it is also part of our curriculum this year. And so this is what we've been listening to. Wonderful. I love it. The audiobook is excellent too. We're doing it on Audible, and I don't remember all the readers. Matthew Broderick.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Huge names.
Extremely well read, which helps with learning to pronounce all the names that I don't remember from my own studies in high school. So that's how this got its name and what I thought of as I was spinning it. And it's a gradient and it's gorgeous. I don't have yardage on it yet, but it will be in the shop. It goes from yellow into this soft brown, fading into the purples, and then into dark. It's not like a perfect even cut gradient, more of a I don't know, but it definitely goes from these colors, and the yellow is tucked underneath. That's what the bright yellow looks like, all the way to the almost black. So that will be in the shop this weekend. If you happen to order from the shop over Memorial Day, it will not go out till the Tuesday after Memorial Day. That will be the 25th,
Sure.
24th, 25th or 26th, whatever that day is. The other thing that is finished this week, and I cannot tell you how proud I am of this, inspired by my potions class in the Harry Potter Knitting House Cup, I decided to dye some yarn this week. I dyed it with pomegranate juice. I got some Knit Picks Stroll Bear. I ran to Natural Grocer, got the pomegranate juice, came home, got stuff soaking in vinegar, did all those kinds of things. I was so excited. Tore the tag, the ball band off the yarn. Started working with it. Gorgeous, had a great time. Thought it needed a little more variation in color than just the pomegranate color, so I added just 2 or 3 drops of red food coloring. I don't remember. I wrote it down, but I don't remember. Just to add some variation to the red color. I was very pleased with it. I started rinsing it off and realized that I skipped the very important step where you add ties to the yarn before you dye it. And I think it was Jinx yarn, her shop is Jinx Yarns. In one of her Ask the Dyer tips had mentioned that, and I was just so excited to get started, it never even crossed my mind again. So this mess of yarn that came out of the water was pretty intense. But I didn't want to waste it because it was so pretty and I'd worked so hard on it. So the whole week that the engineer was gone to Houston, I have spent close to right at 12 hours untangling this ball of yarn. So I didn't knit because I was too busy untangling yarn, and this is what I got. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm going to make socks for my very own feet out of it. So that's what the bulk of my time was. I finished spinning and plying this, and I did this. Climbing the Mountain will continue to be the octopus in the sock from last week, the Mines of Moria hat, and then I'm going to put this lovely, lovely, lovely fiber from Fat Cat Knits on the wheel. That's not yarn, that's fiber. I was winding it up like you wind up fiber to skein it, or to roll it into the skein or whatever. So it's all of these lovelies, different shades of red. I think I will. It does not have, I spend a lot of time with my fiber deciding how I want to spin it. We talk and visit a lot before I find out what it wants to become. While it's definitely semi-solid, lots of different color variations. It also has a much more distinct dark section, brighter section, slightly lighter, and then this is, this almost is a little more purpley. Not really, but a little bit. So I think what I will probably do to get as much variation as possible throughout the braid is I will spin this one almost a fractal ply. I will spin this one long, and then I will divide this some way into smaller chunks and mix and match them so that there'll be variation when I go to apply them. And that's for the shop. That'll hopefully be in the shop next week. So I am very excited about that. What will we be doing this weekend? What are we not doing this weekend would be the key question. Much like Zombie Knitpocalypse, Board Game Geek Family Con did not happen. For us. It happened for all the other people who got to go. So we are having Memorial Day Con. We are dedicated to playing as many games this weekend as possible. So while I am bummed that we didn't get to go to Dallas and do that, I think it was a good choice for us, and the engineer didn't get in until almost midnight last night, sometime after 11. And we would have had to leave at crack of dawn this morning, and when we crawled out of bed at 9:30, I was really glad we did not have to already be on the road. road. So we will be going to spend the rest of the weekend with my family. We'll be leaving in the morning, and we are going to do all the movies and all the games. We're going to see Pitch Perfect 2, the big kids. That's brother sister date night. That's Charles and my sister Karen, who's co-hosted with me some, and I will go see Pitch Perfect 2. The girls are going on Sunday night, the big girls, my mom and sister and I, for Mother's Day, late Mother's Day, to see the Mamma Mia sing-along at Alamo Drafthouse. Thrilled. And then Memorial Day morning, we are all going to go see Tomorrowland, the whole big family. So I am very excited about that. I am going to take a short break and reset, and I will be back for Ducks in a Row and all those things. Ducks in a Row. I am excited that Ducks in a Row has come back. I have felt like I wasn't doing a great job of keeping my own stuff organized, and so I had no tips for anyone else because I was just, barely keeping up. But I have been thinking about what I wanted to talk about all week, and I think I'm going to talk this week about social media and memory keeping, memory making. I love to scrap. Trying to take my shoes off. Sorry. I love to scrapbook. I've been scrapbooking since I was we went to Dallas when I was still in elementary school. I was in 6th grade the year we went to Dallas. It was my first flight. We'd been to Dallas before, but we hadn't flown to Dallas for vacation. And so when we got home, I got just a floppy, 99-cent binder, and I stuck down candy wrappers from the candy store we'd been to in the mall. I stuck down plane tickets. I didn't even know I was scrapbooking, but my mom had been making baby books my entire life. I wonder if I can pan over and show you my baby books without making you sick. Right here, you can see a couple of them. We have since rebound them, like put them in new, is that the right ones? Nope, those are mine. Never mind. I will probably just cut all that, or I might just leave it there. Those are the scrapbooks I've made for my family. And on the other side are some thick binders that my mom has been scrapbooking, making our baby books our entire life. I have how many albums of these? 8 of these. So my mom was doing this in the 70s and 80s before this was even cool. Oh, it's baby Rebecca's, baby Becky's first birthday with my Pooh Bear cake. So she stuck down pictures, she made notes, and so following in her footsteps, I did the same thing. And as I got to be an adult and started having a family of my own, scrapbooking became a huge thing, and I loved it. And I had a huge scrapbooking group in North Carolina that we got together every single Friday night and worked. And we made tons of scrapbooks. We did some digital, we did mostly paper. We made borders, we decorated, we printed photos, we did the whole kit and caboodle. And I loved it. But as my kids have gotten older, I have had a really hard time keeping up. And then I realized that part of the reason I'm a little ambivalent about scrapbooking, especially our day-to-day stuff, I'm better about major events. Like I'm almost done with our previous Disney trip, so I'll be able to start this Disney trip. Making books for major events like Disney trips is not a big deal, but keeping up with the day-to-day scrapbooking and getting photos printed and getting photos out of 30 different places and sifting through them and keeping up with it all, I found really overwhelming. But I also realized that most of that day-to-day stuff I was talking about on social media. For, I want to say 8 years, I kept a blog for our family called The Engineer's Falcon. That's when I started calling myself that. And a couple years ago, sometime around Christmas, my birthday, I don't remember, my family had the first half of my blog printed. And I cannot remember who printed these for us. Shared Book. So we went in, they allowed Shared Book access to the blog, and it pulled all the pictures and all the everything I'd written. And so that was the majority of our major events because we were living in North Carolina. We were 22 to 24 hours by car from my family and a lot of Charles's family, and the rest of his family was not quite as far away, but way up north. And so we were having a real hard time keeping in touch. And so that's why I started the blog. So all of our family events were blogged there. And so that book went through December of 2010. The next book, I've decided recently I hadn't blogged in over a year because I prefer Instagram. I just put so much stuff on Instagram. So I had the rest of my blog printed and went ahead and pulled my blog down so that that information isn't just, out there in the world. Without me ever being on it anymore, I didn't like the idea of it just floating out there. So that serves as a huge scrapbook for a lot of what we had been doing for those years. A lot of our major events are journaled there. So I don't feel horribly compelled to go back and create books of those because I have my blogs. Recently, and I've showed you one of my chat books before. They were one of my happy places or peaks, something, whatever I was calling the fun things going on in my life at that time. I use Instagram a lot now. It is my favorite social media. It's the one I'm most comfortable on. It's the one I don't know, I just use it the most. And so when I saw my sister found both of these places, shared book for the blog and chat book for Instagram. So my husband and I I was really just thinking kind of for fun, went ahead and started having our Instagram accounts published. And so it comes, you get to pick the title you want it to say, and it has the dates, the volume number and the dates. And we both decided to start at the beginning and have them all printed. Each one of these costs $6 a month. At least that's the current price. I'm sure someday they will go up. But $6 a month for this little book. And it's starting with the first Instagram post. And you can edit. You can go in there and tell them if you don't want some of them printed. There were a few that I was like, oh, I really don't want to remember that. But then it just prints one a month with 60 pictures in it. Some stuff I was knitting with. We finished Humphrey. My baby drew a really cute bat for school. I put a heel on a sock. All those little everyday moments. And these are my favorite moments. These are my little view from here's, just the little things we were doing. Those times, those days, these are so special to me. So we started getting these printed and they started coming. And then I realized how much easier it was to do something like this than a traditional scrapbook. Not to say that I won't still use traditional scrapbooking, even digital, for events. To put a Disney, no one wants to see every Disney picture that I want to put in a scrapbook on Instagram. They just don't want to see them. And that's too much. That's too much for a little tiny book like this. But for everyday fun moments, all those one picture, one shot things you want to remember, I have found this to be brilliant. Now that we're getting them printed and looking at them, we started talking about how could we make this actually better for a scrapbook for our family. And so some of the things that Engineer and I have started doing is we've been trying to incorporate more That's twice now, 3 times, and I'm in big trouble bumping this thing. Sorry. We have been trying to get more people in our pictures. We found that we snapped lots of pictures of games, and we still do, but lots of pictures of games, lots of pictures of sunsets, lots of pictures of geocaches, those kinds of things, lots of pictures of yarn and knitting projects. But a lot of times there were no people in those pictures. Well, with taking those Instagram pictures with scrapbooking in mind, we are trying to incorporate more and more pictures of our family and our friends when we take those pictures. It is making me more aware that unless I want to go and edit a bunch of stuff, maybe I don't want to post 40 pictures of the same sock. And maybe people don't want to see 40 pictures of the same sock. Now, I've never thought that about anyone else, but flipping back through the books, I was like, maybe I could have taken a few less pictures of that sock and posted it online. I will say that does not hold true for that stupid ball of yarn I unraveled this week because I posted like every 25% of progress on that. I was glad. And it also made me aware of how I caption things because where comments are not printed, whatever I caption the picture as is printed in here. So when I take a picture, instead of just saying, hey, look, it's a sock, I'll say, hey, look, it's the, sock with this yarn, and I've spent the last 4 months on these socks, and I'm so glad they're done. And so what I would have normally journaled in a journaling box in my scrapbooks, I was, I'm trying to make an effort to add to my caption so that that memory is in my book. And I have to say we are thrilled with this because, I don't know, the scrapbooking thing in the digital age was overwhelming. I did much better when we had to drop off a roll of film and we got 24 pictures back and that's all I had. I have thousands of pictures now. Well, the best of those pictures go to Instagram, and then those memories come back in an inexpensive book that I don't have to do. I set up my account one time, and it takes care of itself from here on out. It will print one book a month until it is out of pictures to print, and when it's out of pictures to print, it will wait, and once 60 pictures have collected the dark printed, they will send me a new book. So that is you can go in and you can pick which covers. Charles picked this cover. I thought that was very sweet of him. His first one said Twitter tweet for the, I thought that was pretty funny. This is the day we moved. This was the last picture of the engineer's beard before he had to shave it off for work. It was so sad. My Girl on Fire gloves. These are, I don't remember what they're called, but lots of people have made these fingerless mitts and I love them. Pretty sky. See, just the covers. Just the covers. This is Halloween, the year that we were playing Hogwarts for school. We still play Hogwarts for school, but so we all went in our Hogwarts clothes to meet Charles for lunch on Halloween. And this is, Charles has less Instagram pictures than I do, so his books are already in this year. Mine aren't quite yet. This is our 1010 in 2015 game stack. So see, just the covers are awesome memories. So, if you would like to collect your Instagram pictures as memories and scrapbooks, something like this would probably be worth your time looking into. Okay, Yarn Along update with Fat Cat Knits, Ginny at Fat Cat Knits. The poll is closed and we had 2 clear winners. They are Dungeons and Dragons and Sushi Go. I am really excited. I think they will make 2 really pretty unique colorways. I love so much of what Ginny does, so I think that they're going to be awesome. So, what do we do right now? We sit back and we let her design colorways for us, and when we have those, probably a few weeks from now, she said she would have all that ready, I will show you what we've got, and things will go on sale, and you guys can start buying it up so that we can spin along, knit along, crochet along, and weave along for the months of July, August, and September. And now it's time for Gamerly News, where I talk about all things gaming related. First is Instagram challenges. I have got to look over here, so I'll have to wear my glasses because I can't see this far away right here. 10 by 10 in 2015. We are going to try this weekend to play. What do we have left? D&D, that's next. That's as soon as I finish the podcast. Or maybe right after dinner. My Little Pony. Belfort. Summoner Wars. They're going to teach, the engineer is going to teach the Boy Geekling Summoner Wars this afternoon. And Takenoko. And when those are played, we will be halfway through with our 10 by 10 in 2015. I am so excited. We are way on track. We don't have to finish those till the end of the month. We don't have to finish them till the end of the year, but I would like to do so. If you want to play along, pick some games to try and play 10 times each. Go join the Fiber and Dice group. Find the 10 by 10 thread. Make a list of games anywhere from 1 to 10 that you want to play 10 times this year. When you play it, take a picture of it. Hashtag it Fiber and Dice. FIBERANDDICE 10 by 10 10x10. Fiber and Dice 10 by 10, and I will find it at the end of the year. We will be drawing for a $60 game prize off Amazon. So 60 games of your choice. $60, not 60 games. So sorry. I wish I could afford to send you 60 games. That would be awesome. Then I would just buy games for everyone who played. 2 by 2 by 12. Another Instagram challenge that we're doing. Hashtag your pictures. Hashtag Fiber and Dice 2x2 FIBERANDDICE 2x2. To do that, pick 2 games that are either new, completely new to you, or that you haven't played in 2 years. Go join the group. Find that thread. Tell me what you're going to play. They're all stickied up there at the top. They're not hard to find at all. And then when you play 2 games, 2 times each in the same month, each time you play them, hashtag them. And let me know what you're playing. This month, we're playing 2 awesome games. We are playing Tiny Epic Kingdoms, and it is probably right behind my head. Nope.
No, it's right behind your back.
Oh, it's behind my back, right here. Is it? That's Defenders. Oh, it's like too low. We've been playing Tiny Epic Kingdoms. There is 3 now, 2 or 3? 3 now of these Tiny Epic games. This one is competitive. It was a lot of fun. It was easy to learn. I like it. I will probably do a Tiny Epic episode. Ooh, I like that Tiny Epic episode down the road. And we have finally gotten around to playing Scoville. Scoville, where you are farming peppers and creating the hottest peppers and the hottest recipes and doing all sorts of fun things. This has a bazillion little pieces in it, little chili pepper meeples. I love it. It was way fun. So we played those once each. So we are halfway through. We're going to take them to game weekend this weekend. We may or may not get around to playing them. Our personal challenges. We're doing 2 challenges as a family. The first one is to play 365 games in 1 year. Gameplays. 365 gameplays this year. And I am pleased to say we are at 162. So we're making progress. I'm really proud of us. The other is to play 100 different games, at least 1 time each. And on that, we are at 53. So we're over halfway on that too. So I am very excited about that. The other challenge that we have is the Fiber and Dice challenge. Just Fiber and Dice. Hashtag FIBERANDDICE. If you are gaming and knitting at the same time, snap a picture, put it on Instagram, hashtag it Fiber and Dice. At the end of every month, I draw 1 winner from everyone who had played to receive a Ravelry pattern, $7 or less, $6 or less. I don't remember my own rules. Ravelry pattern.
It's on the wall.
It's on the, yes, it's on the blog. It is on the show notes. It is on everywhere. And it's on the Fiber and Dice thread. And also for that one, at the end of the year, I will draw 1 big winner. And that person will get I will spin something from my stash for you and send it to you. So I'm excited to do that. I'm really looking forward to that part. Kickstarter. This is one of those, when I first got the link from Charles that said, you've got to check out this Kickstarter, I was like, I am not backing that game. And then I watched the video and it really grew on me. And within about 3 days, I had backed it. So this is Carnivore Koalas. Carnivore Koala. I'm not going to make you watch the video, obviously, but there will be a link in the show notes. Post-eucalyptic world. There is no more eucalyptus. Koalas have become carnivores, and they eat the mutant animals that are roaming the outback. So that's the artwork for it. I thought it was too funny, too cute. And so I backed it. It comes with all sorts of cards. It comes with custom engraved dice. Just give you a minute to look at all of those bizarre things. There are different roles that the koalas play. So there are different koala bear cards. There are different mutant animals. I love this one. This one is the turtle squid. Squid turtle? Octo turtle. Oh yeah, he's an octopus, not a squid. The octo turtle right here, I think he's adorable. We got really tickled because all these mutant animals are 2 animals mushed together. And so it's octo turtle. That's exactly when we play Pina Parada. And there's like a, help me.
Well, there's an octoturtle in there.
There's an octo turtle in there. There's an octopus on one end of the card and a turtle on the other. So it's an octo turtle card. So when those were mushed together the same way we mushed together the names of the cards for that one, we had a good laugh at it. I guess that you probably just had to be there to think that was hilarious. I'm excited about that. It is opening stretch goals left and right. So hop in there. Do you have any idea when it closes, Charles?
Probably a couple weeks.
Well, let me look. I've got it open on my iPad.
20 days.
20 days.
It's
So
like June 10th-ish.
uh, early mid-June. So I'm really excited about that. And our game of the week seemed only fitting because it is one of our Yarn Along games is Sushi Go. Sushi Go is by Gamewright. They do a lot of games geared towards children, story cubes, those kinds of things. They also did Forbidden Desert and Forbidden Island, which we love. Those are in an earlier episode. I think it was Vacation Brain that I did those two in. This is for ages 8 and plus, 15 minutes, 2 to 5 players. I will tell you that if you only play with 2 players, you have to use a rule variant to add a third hand. So it's not hard, but it is a little more complicated. When you sit down to play with 2 players, it's not as straightforward as playing with 3, 4, or 5. 8 and up, I would say that is pretty accurate. You know, kids who've been gaming for a while, you could probably play with a little bit younger, I would think. This is Sushi Go, the pick and pass card game. It is a card drafting game. So you get your hand. You take one card from your hand to start building the sets in your tableau in front of you. And then you pass your hand to the left. You take a hand from the right. You pick one of those and you keep passing. When all the cards have been drawn, the round ends. You score everything but dessert. You score the meals for who has prepared the best plates of sushi, the best sushi in front of them. And then you play a second and third round. And at the end, whoever has the most points wins. There are a lot of different card types. I love these cards so much. I just think they are adorable. I'm not sure what route Jenny's going to go, if she's going to go with these colors or these cute colors or some combination. I have no idea. The way you get points from the cards, it just depends on the different kinds of cards. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will not talk about all of them, but a few of them. Chopsticks. The chopstick card, if this is in your hand, you can take 2 cards in the hand that has been passed to you. If you've picked this card and laid it in front of you, when a hand comes along, you put this card back in the hand and take two cards from the hand. A lot of them will say most and least. This kind of most and least, whoever has the most at the end of the game gets 6, and whoever has the least loses 6. Sorry, I was looking in the camera. Most, whoever has the very most at the end of the round gets 6. Whoever has the second most gets 3. Some of them are set building cards. So if you have 1 in front of you at the end of the round, you get 1 point, 3 points building on up. If you have certain numbers of cards, you get a certain number of points. So for these, the more you've got, the more points you have. For these, you have to have a certain number to score. If you don't have all 3, you don't score. It is very fast. I would say the first time or two that you play, especially with new people, expect it to take a little longer than 15 minutes, but not much. And then after that, I bet we can play around in 10 minutes with 3 of us focused, getting in there going. It is fast. It is easy. It is fun. It is a small box, so it is very portable. In fact, you could put just this little tiny stack of cards in a bag, in a box, and take them with you, and it would be even smaller. So that is Sushi Go. It was one of our 2x2 earlier in the month, and it is one of our colorways for the Yarn Along. So I'm excited to get to show it to you if you didn't already know about it. So, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I will see you guys maybe one more time this month. If not, I will see you early in June. Bye.